which is aperture, f-stop. And finally, the ISO. And you should always start with the ISO. I don't have to tell you guys this, but I'm doing this more for Angela. The ISO will set the light sensitivity. And the reason why that's important is we have a daylight today. So outside, even though it's overcast, it's still kind of bright. It's like a glary overcast. So we're going to set the ISO based on those conditions. So in my head, I'm thinking 400, 600 ISO.
I don't know if the camera goes that low.
Oh, you have one of those the chunky toy
Yeah.
cameras? Okay.
No, mine's you just said 6400.
Okay. Yeah, well, he shoots a lot of concert, amazing concerts, and he has to really jack up the ISO. ISO is really important, and 6400, that's high. But it allows you to shoot in almost complete darkness.
I was at 12,800 last weekend.
How's the noise on that?
What noise? What noise?
Your Canon, right? Yeah.
Lightroom.
And Lightroom is
You don't
amazing when it
you don't
comes to
see noise.
getting rid of. And you'll find that too, where, especially you shooting inside, there's going to be a lot of what they call noise, because it's so dark and the camera has to open wide up to be able to see. But you're sacrificing the quality of the image. Not the resolution, but the noise around it. If you've seen old photographs and you see a portrait and it looks like there's stuff going on, we call it noise, but there's another name for it too.
Grain?
Grain? Yeah, grain, like pixelated almost, but in a real bad way. And so Lightroom,
12.8, 1/400.
all right, look how sharp this is. 12,800 is the ISO.
Yeah.
Most cameras won't be able to go that high, but if you zoom in, see,
The
pretty
chicken
cool.
salad and mozzarella and tomato?
No,
Okay.
not us.
Okay. Ah, those two.
Thank you. So the ISO will really help you fine tune your setting, but that's just the start. So outside maybe 400, inside, because we're going to start with the room, the girls are getting ready now. We're going to probably start with 1,000 to 1,200 tops. We may go down to 800, something like that, depending upon how much light is in the room. And I also brought with me, not flash, but a constant light, an LED from Nanlite.
Nanlite, yeah.
Yeah. And it's 300. So it's decently powered, and I don't think we'll ever be using even 3/4 the power. I think we'll be using 30%, 40%. So that's going to help lighten up the room, and what you can do is you can focus so that it's it's more on the model, and the other, the background can be kind of soft or darker. So it's a good light. We use that. On the second tier, so there's ISO. And the second tier is the f-stop. Now the f-stop is saying how open do you want that aperture in the lens to be? And what do we care about that? Well, the more open it is, which means the lower number in f-stop, the more you're going to be able to gather light. It does two things. You're going to be able to shoot in very low light situations. And number two, it will reduce your field of focus. So if I'm shooting you and Angela is behind you and I have a really small, really large aperture, which means a small number, like f2, f2.8, you'll have to see each camera has a different limit up and down. But that means that I'm shooting you completely crystal sharp and Angela will be soft and out of focus. Okay, and so you just have to know that are you okay with your background being soft? And in most cases, I love that, because it directs the eye to the model, to your subject. The opposite of that is, it's a bright day. Let's say we came in here and the sun is shining, it's 70 degrees, and barely a cloud in the sky. Now we close down the f-stop to a low, to a high number, but it's closed down. Like, for example, f8, f10, f12, that type of thing, f5.6, something like that. And so you experiment with that, but that's what that's going to get you. Finally, the shutter speed. And the shutter speed is easy, because you just want to make sure that you're at a fast enough shutter speed that freezes the action, that makes things crystal clear. Okay? So anything above 1/125th of a second, and you should be okay. If it's a kind of a dark room, I would try to go to 1/200th, even 1/350, something like that. And as long as you have the right ISO and a good lens and the right f-stop, the shutter speed will allow you to shoot that fast. Okay, that's the one thing, is that I remember being in San Francisco, and I was shooting these great shots of a cable car coming up from a very steep hill, and there it comes, it's crested, so you don't have all the time in the world, you have that 3 seconds. I'm shooting, I get back home, and I open it up, and they're all blurry. And it's because I was shooting at 1/30th of a second, 1/60th of a second. And this was early on in my career, but still, I should have known better. So you have to just keep reminding yourself, okay, what are those 3 things? Those are the 3, the 3 stool legs: ISO, f-stop, shutter speed. And if you miss one of them, either in the back of the camera, you'll say, well, something wrong, it just doesn't, it looks blurry. Or, wow, this is so overexposed, or so underexposed. So you have things that you can do if you can take that second shot to then correct it. And that's what we all do as professionals. We're not perfect. So we may do a couple of shots that, oh, that's terrible. But we correct it, we learn on the go, and you've been doing that for years. Okay, so let's get away from the technical stuff. We're here to shoot, and that's what we're going to be doing.